seated, everyone. Members of the class of 2024, family members and friends, Concept board members and staff, I want to welcome you to Concept School's 2024 graduation. The class of 2024, you've worked very hard to make it to this day. You persevered through a pandemic with online learning and face masks and COVID testing nonstop. Congratulations on the job well done. Concept School is governed by a volunteer board of directors, and they are leading the charge to help with our renovation. If anyone has $1 million, we'll take a check today. If not, we are in a capital campaign. But like I said, the board of directors is very supportive of us and the school and our students. Please join me in recognizing we have two members here today. We have Vice President Leslie Davila. Leslie's in the back. And our president is Nancy McGuire. And Mrs. McGuire is the mother of a former TCS student, and is, like I said, our board president. And she'd like to say a few words to our graduates. Mrs. McGuire.
Thank you, Bill. And I'd like to add my welcome to his welcome to all of you here today. We're here to celebrate Zach, Joey, Mark, Justin, Sean, Jack, and Ben. Congratulations, your hard work has paid. During your years here with us at TCS, your teachers helped you tackle math and science and English. But there are a couple of other important lessons we hope you're taking with you. We hope that you've learned to accept other students who are different than you, who might look or talk or dress differently than you do. We hope that you enjoyed those differences rather than criticized them. We also hope that within these halls, you learn to care for each other, to recognize when someone was having a really tough day, and to do little things to lift them up. And we hope you take that caring attitude with you out into the world as you meet new people. We also hope that you learned to dare to dream here at TCS. Dr. Carol Tucker dared to dream 50 years ago when she decided the world needed a school where unique students like all of you could come and learn with caring, patient teachers. And here we are in year 51 of Dr. Tucker's dream at the Concept School. Your parents also dared to dream years ago when they decided to find a school that worked for you, a place where you felt comfortable and included. Their dream was that you would wake up in the morning looking forward to going to school, not dreading it. And here they are sitting in the audience smiling because they've helped you accomplish the dream of graduation. Our incredible teaching staff has challenged each of you to dare every single day. And look what happened. You stood up on the stage and you quoted Shakespeare in front of a live audience, or Sherlock Holmes. You created beautiful artwork that we hang with great pride in our hallways. You wrote stories. You designed roller coasters, and you created coat hooks from our 3D printer that Representative Craig Williams now has in his office. They challenged you every day, and you did it. And now you know you can do it. So we hope you take that confidence with you out into the world, whether you're going to another school, whether you're going to a trade school, or whether you're going to a job. And we hope you dare to dream there. Don't ever let fear stop you from daring to dream. It won't always be easy. Like everyone in this room, you will make mistakes, you will fail, and you have to pick yourself up, learn from your mistakes, and start again. And lastly, never forget that TCS is your alma mater. We want you to come back. We want you to visit us. We want you to come back and share your accomplishments and your successes with all those students who are coming up behind you. Never forget, you are part of the TCS community forever. Congratulations and have fun.
McGuire, for not just your words today, but for what you do for us on a daily basis. I'm pleased to tell you that accompanying your diplomas this year is a letter written by a former board member, Mrs. Ann Searle. Mrs. Searle's mother was the founder of TCS, Dr. Carol Tucker, back in 1972. Dr. Tucker attended every concept graduation until 2018, and unfortunately she passed away on June 20th, 2019. Mrs. Searle's words about her mother's legacy include advice from Dr. Tucker on how to live a full and productive life. This school was founded to help students overcome challenges in their lives, and Dr. Tucker's vision continues to drive everything we do at TCS. Is Mrs. Searle, does she happen to be here today? We had invited Mrs. Searle to come, so I will make a presentation on her behalf. We have a special award here at TCS called the Mark Tucker Memorial Award, and he was the son of Dr. Carol and Jack Tucker and the sister of Ann Searle. The school was founded in his honor because he had some health issues and he couldn't attend school regularly, so they developed the school to help him learn, and it's grown into what we have today. So I have, thank you. So this year's, and we give an award each year in Mark's honor to commemorate someone who has overcome great challenges and has been a productive member of the Concept School community. This year's recipient will get not only a certificate, but a check for $250 to be used to help further your education. This year's recipient had heart surgery at 2 weeks of age due to a congenital heart defect. Mark Tucker suffered from a congenital heart defect as well. Today our winner is a healthy student and is now monitored and yearly and has no physical limitations. This student began attending TCS in March of 2023. He has always dealt with social anxiety and ultimately had to leave his elementary school because of that. One interesting fact is that his mother graduated from TCS in 1998. The Concept School at TCS, he found a safe and nurturing environment where he could be himself and develop friendships. This student is extremely polite and shows empathy for others. He loves all the animals that roam the halls of TCS, although I only have one today. He loves them all. He's also an avid movie lover who enjoys discussing the latest film he watched. He's a very quiet person, but his acting on the stage at TCS shocked his family as he was loud and animated in a way they have never seen. He plans on enrolling in a college class and getting a job. So please help me in welcoming and honoring Zach Conte. I need water, but I also thought we may need tissue, so I have a box here. I'll leave it here if anyone needs that. Seniors, this is an exciting time for you and your families, as well as for your teachers and friends. I am so proud to be able to honor you today and cannot wait to see what the future holds for each of you. This is your day, class of 2024. Although some may see this day as the end of high school careers, graduation is often referred to as commencement, for you are commencing to the next phase of your lives. Please know that you are loved and always have a home at TCS. Congratulations. Now we will hear from our seniors. Our first student to speak is Zachary Aloysius Conte.
Good morning. I'm Zach Conte. I've been going to TCS since March of 2023, and since then, learning and school in general has changed for me. The school I went to before TCS was very overwhelming due to its size and amount of people. Luckily, TCS was very open and welcoming. I first knew of TCS because my mom, for those who don't know, was a graduate. I cannot begin to describe how many friends I have made here and the memories as well. Some of my fondest memories here were the canoeing trips, the field trips to Hedgerow Theater, and being in an actual theater group. One of my favorite classes was history. Mr. Brady made learning fun. Another favorite class was theater. Being able to express myself in different ways was very comforting and made me feel comfortable with myself. After today, I plan to go to college and get a job. I would like to thank my parents and grandparents for driving me to and from school and supporting me. I would like to thank Ms. Wright and Ms. Griffith for being excellent English teachers and for letting me share the spotlight. I would like to thank Ms. Schwinn for always making me feel comfortable whenever I was in one of her classes. Being in your class also made me feel like I've gotten to be a better artist. I would like to thank Mr. Brady for making history class always fun and interesting. I would like to thank Ms. Phillips for giving me guidance, advice, and support for what I should do in terms of my future. And I would like to thank all of my friends for all of the good times we had. Thank you all for being here. Goodbye and farewell.
Now we will hear from John Dodsworth.
Hello everyone, my name is. I've been at the Concept School for 4 and a half. I started here halfway through 7th grade school with hundreds of kids. For me to focus as well as goofing off too much. Memories at TCS were the canoe trip. Everyone had a lot of fun and had laughs. Changed a lot since I yes. I went from being really a little more outgoing and talkative. A lot of friends over the years, and I even hung out with some of them outside of school. I now work 2 jobs. Clear plan for my future, but I always, thanks to TCS, I was able to figure out what to do and where I wanted to go. I attend automotive training school, build engines. TCS directed me a lot to get accepted, and I wouldn't be on this stage without the help. Every teacher in this school when we graduate. Thank you. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Schuller, but I like to really thank Mr. Bennett. They've always looked out for me, always greeted me every morning on the days I did actually show up. And you helped me with my application for automotive training school. You've never given up on me, and you've taken plenty of time out of your day to make sure I succeed. I know that I didn't always make it easy, but you never gave up on me. Thank you. Alright, I also really want to thank Ms. Phillips. You set my future. Before I knew what I wanted to do, I was lost. We looked at painting jobs, welding jobs, and even technical schools in the area. But then we found Automotive Training Center, or ATC. I always had a passion for cars along with my dad. Ms. Phillips even had someone from ATC come out and talk to me about the program. I knew this is what I wanted to do. Ms. Phillips and many other teachers helped me with applications and sign-ups. I wouldn't have been able to get into the automotive training school without your help. Lastly, I want to thank Ms. Bickham for getting up out of her chair to open the door for me on the days that I was late, which was pretty much all. So now that I thanked my school, I want to thank my family. Thanks for helping me and pushing me to do well in school. My mom, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend, just everyone that came today.
Good job, Joe.
I'd like to leave you with one piece of advice that I've learned over the years. When you start falling, get back up, because when you start falling too far down that hole, you won't be able to get back up again.
All right, our next senior is Mark Robert Mack.
Hi, my name is Mark Mack. I'd like to start off by welcoming teachers, pets, school mascots, school security, aka Jasper, the school hall monitor, aka Bear, and the graduating class of 2024. Now, school and I have never gotten along, and then the lovely pandemic happened. Oh, the memories. And I had a short but sudden realization that virtual learning and I don't get along either. Thank goodness that TCS came into my life. It has been 4 years now since TCS. The small class sizes and a TCS was a dream come true. During my second year here at TCS, that was a Shakespeare play, and let's just say Jackie from Scooby-Doo, Lily Zwinks, get out of here! I never thought I would like doing theater. I turned out to be wrong. Actually really enjoying it and started to get character. It was a dream come true. They told me that I would be playing my favorite character of all time, the one and only. It was at that moment I started to really enjoy being part of the production, which is why I've decided to continue Montgomery Community County Community College when I leave TCS. If I had to pick a favorite memory from my time here, it would have to be when I beat Mr. Fredericks and Jack. I bragged about it 5 minutes later, sadly. My favorite things that I have done here at TCS with Fredericks in the morning by grabbing the flag and raising. For those of you who don't know, we have a flag crew here of a couple people, and in the morning and in the afternoon, the flag from this display case up or take it down and fold it. I helped by grabbing the flag and raising it in the morning or the afternoon, depending on when Mr. Fredericks needed me. I've done this for 4 years now, and I've continued to enjoy helping Mr. Fredericks with the flag and being part of the flag crew. I've even learned how to bring the flag up myself and tie it so good that Mr. Fredericks has to contemplate whether he needs a knife or not in order to get the rope loose so he can bring the flag down. For my shout-outs, I'd like to start off by thanking the math master himself, Mr. Birch. Mr. Birch, you have been an amazing help of making me feel like I can tackle any math problem that comes my way. Close your ears for this one. I hated math before I had you as a teacher. You have helped me overcome my hatred and have actually made me like doing math. I enjoyed learning about the power of canceling and everything else you have taught me. I'll never forget what you have taught me about math. Thank you for also sharing your stories of wisdom with me, and thank you for bringing in Jasper. I will miss you, and I will definitely miss that dog. Mrs. Griffith and Mrs. Ray, thank you for teaching me everything about theater. It is because of you two that I am pursuing theater as a major in college after I leave TCS. I will never forget the memories I have made in the plays we have done. My favorite play would have to be when I first donned the character of the one and only Sherlock Holmes in A Scandal in Bohemia. Mrs. Kohler, thank you for teaching me all about history. I enjoyed every class I've had with you, and I have really enjoyed learning about the European and Harlem Renaissance this year. Thank you for also making me more confident in my writing abilities. I will miss you and Pickle Puff a lot. Mrs. Phillips, thank you for helping me apply to college. It is because of you that I will be going to Montco this fall. Without you, I would not have a clue of how to apply to college. I hope you and Will have a good retirement. Ms. Tillman and Mr. Birch, thank you for teaching me about classic cinema and silent films. I've enjoyed learning about Peter Lorre, Cary Grant, and many other actors, including Edward G. Robinson. Yeah, baby. My favorite actor you both have taught me about would have to be Peter Lorre. I enjoyed watching Arsenic and Old Lace, North by Northwest, Casablanca, and The Third Man. Those movies were my favorite, and I will definitely be watching them over and over again. For this shout, I'd like to thank someone who's neither a staff member or a teacher, but someone who volunteers her time here at TCS every day. That man would be Mr. Fredericks. Thank you for showing me how to take care of the flag, joking around with me, and being the best rival ever for Jackbox. Just because I'm graduating doesn't mean that I won't stop trying to beat you in Jackbox. I will beat you in Fibbage one of these days. last but certainly not least, I want to talk about me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for trying to do more right than wrong. And I want to thank me for just being at all time. I'm a force of nature. You can't stop me, really. Come on, you know!
Mark is opening up in Atlantic City tomorrow night. I also forgot a story I wanted to share about Joey. He's one of the luckiest people I've ever met. We were canoeing last week, and I think you were with Zach, is that correct? Yeah. And accidentally, seriously, their canoe overturned on top of Zach. And so Joey lifted it up, got it turned over, they got water out, they got back in, he got to shore, and he had lost a little plastic bag that had a snack in it, and it also had his car key.
Oh.
And so we were like, this is not good. Mr. Schullery and Joey walked down the bank, and they found the bag on the side, and his key was still in there. That's what we like. All right, our next speaker is Justin Hugh Moy.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Justin. I am a 2024 TCS graduate. I've had a lot of fun here in my experience at TCS, but it was also rarely easy. I started visiting here 3 years ago. I wasn't sure about it at first because there was a lot of people I didn't really know. But then later in that fall, I started getting comfortable because I was meeting a lot more people, and I liked the teachers in my classes. I know nobody is ever perfect, but the safest hands are still in this school. I have always enjoyed participating in Shakespeare Festival because I like satire. I sort of like the canoe trip. It was fun doing something with my classmates, friends, and teachers outside of classwork. I have always enjoyed field day and gym, participating in physical activities. If I was asked which class or which teacher was my favorite, I'd say that would be hard to choose because I liked all of them. My plans for the future so far are looking into NCIU for one of my possible schools. I have a job, and I've had a job for about a year now, and I'm looking to work for more hours this summer, so I'll be busy. I'm going to miss having a lot of fun we did at this school. I want to thank my friends, teachers, and family for helping me get to where I am now. Tony Robbins once said, "Goal setting is the secret to a compelling future." My goal has usually always been to get through each day happy. In general, my plan is to hope to have a happy future also. Thank you for coming and listening.
Thank you, Justin. Nice job. Next, we'll hear from Sean Daniel O'Hara, Jr.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean. I came to the Concept School to learn and loved the many educational classes I took. I remember doing lots of science and math. My favorite activity probably was biology and having to memorize every local animal and plant and identify them. I also remember the whole visitor education program teaching us about bees and how to set up hive and how to care for them. Our memorable experience was being taught how to set up an email and follow a computer so I could do Khan Academy program at home. I have many memorable experiences learning how to use computer programs and shortcuts to become computer savvy. I also enjoy learning how to use the Internet Archive from Miss Frolics, having cooking class and learning how to cook from Mr. Louts. Mr. Birch was an amazing math teacher. Ms. Tillman taught me how to identify animal bones. I also enjoy learning how to speak other languages like Spanish and French from Ms. Tillman. Thank Mr. Birch for being serious and always being straight to the point and always having work. Thank you all for coming to this graduation. Have a good day.
Sean has been doing some senior pranks the last few weeks. One of them is you wrote on that whiteboard over there, called us, he gave the school phone number and offered to pay students $5 if they left a Chewbacca message. I don't think anyone did it, but my favorite was we got to school one day and our copy machine was wrapped in Christmas.
Yay.
And I think Faith got to unwrap it, isn't that right? Man. All right, our next speaker, who's going to tell us he has multiple names, is Mr. Jack Roman Ryan.
Hi, my name is Jack Ryan. I also go by Jack the Rock Ryan and Jack the Sparrow. Sorry. Thanks for coming to our graduation. I'm really excited to graduate, but I'm also sad because I won't be here next year. I started as a ninth grader in the fall of 2020 while we were virtual. Even though it was an unexpected way to start at a new school, I knew I would like it. Over the past 4 years, I've not only grown to like TCS, but have grown to love TCS. I chose to come here because my mom found it and my parents toured the school. Thanks, Mom. They thought it would be a good fit for me because it's a smaller school. I would also get a lot of attention from the teachers. It also provided the opportunity to make new friendships. I've enjoyed making friends with the students over the years, specifically Javon, Luke, Lasabian, Mark, and Mikey. I also enjoyed meeting some of the new students like Mikey, Kelly, and Grace. My time at TCS has been nothing short of adventurous. Some of my favorite adventures were going on the field trips. Specifically, the canoeing trip at the Brandywine River and the Harrisburg field trip. When we went on the Harrisburg trip, we went to the State Museum of Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania State Capitol Complex. When we went on the canoeing trip, not only did we go canoeing, we got to go swimming in the river. Field days are also adventurous. When Lasabian brought a waterslide bounce house to school last year, it was some of the most fun I've had at school. Some of the memories I've made here are participating in the plays. I portrayed Julius Caesar in one of the Shakespeare productions, as well as voice characters for A Midsummer Night's Dream, Hector McQueen in Murder on the Orient Express, and Dr. Watson in A Scandal of Leukemia, as well as in Spoken Band. I'd like to thank my teachers. Mr. Bennett, thank you for always saying hello to me when I arrive in the morning. You're a very positive person to be around. Mr. Birch, thanks for helping me with my math skills. You helped me build more confidence in myself, and I'm very thankful for that. Mrs. Birch, I would also like to thank you for helping me with my math skills. If I was stressed out about math, you always did your best to make me feel better, and I very much appreciate you doing that. I will never forget all the times when I blew you away with my knowledge on cinema. I'll also never forget all the times when you and I laughed together. Mrs. Wright, I want to thank you for helping me with my punctuation skills. You're very smart when it comes to punctuation. I also want to thank you for helping me with my senior speech. Mrs. Griffith, I remember all the times when you and I talked about Disney. Hercules was, and still is, the big topic that we bring up. Miss Schwinn, thank you for helping me with my art skills. You taught me a lot about art, and your knowledge of art always impresses me. Miss Kelman, thank you for teaching me all about science. I was always fascinated by all the things we learned. Mr. Shollery, thank you for listening to the unpleasant things that I had on my mind. You always did your best you always helped me the best you could, and I can't thank you enough. A funny memory I have is the time when you and I were playing basketball, and I made that backwards layup on you. Mr. Brady, thank you for teaching me about history. You taught me some fascinating things about world history and U.S. history. I'll miss talking to you about parts of the Caribbean. Mrs. Phillips, thanks for helping me get where I am today. I couldn't have done it without you. Mrs. Culler, thank you for teaching me history and science. Whenever I walked into your room, you always greeted me with a smile. And last but not least, thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Fredericks for your senses of humor. You guys always make me laugh, and I will never forget it. Next year, I will be attending the SOAR Gap Year program in North Carolina. I'll be staying in a cabin with some other people my age. I'll be doing a bunch of outdoor activities. I'll be rock climbing, hiking, canoeing, water rafting, kayaking, and camping. Every couple weeks, I'll go on expeditions in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, California, Tennessee, and Georgia. I'll also go to either Costa Rica or Belize. Lastly, I want to thank my parents. Thanks for finding TCS. You've helped me through tough times, and I can't thank you enough. I'm very much appreciative for everything you've done for me for the past 18 years. I'd like to share a quote from one of my favorite actors, Jude Law. He said, "If you want to change who you are, then you have to change what you do." This quote means a lot to me because I've definitely matured over the years, and I worked hard to get where I am today. Even though I'm moving on to a whole new world, I hope to come to TCS as often as I can. Thanks for listening.
Do you need a chaperone next year? It sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. At this time, we're going to do the presentation of diplomas. I invite Mrs. McGuire and Mrs. Dablow to come up. Our first diploma goes to Zachary Aloysius Conti. Next, we have Joseph John Dodsworth. Next is Mark Robert Mack. Justin Hugh Moy. Next we have Sean Daniel O'Hara, Jr. Next is Mr. Jack Ronan Ryan. And our last graduating senior is Benjamin Sanchez. All right, graduates, please stand. You may now move your tassels to the left, your official graduates. Please be seated, graduates. You know, graduation, like I mentioned, is called commencement because you're beginning life after high school. Important milestone in your lives. More about destination. It is important that the way of life is much more important than achievements. Make the most of it and follow your passion. Whatever you do your best and be your best self. Please know that whatever you do in life, your family and here at TCS is always here for you, and we love you the way we can. Graduates, I wish you only the best as you come the days of your lives. Thank you everyone today as we celebrate the class of 20. Graduates, stand. That's it.